Hey everyone, I'm Tashina from Logical Harmony. Welcome back. I hope you're having a good day, a good week, a good month. I wanted to take today's video to just do a bunch of mini reviews. So it's been a bit since I filmed. Like I mentioned in my last video, I feel like I can't promise like a regular or a consistent filming schedule right now. And thank you for bearing with me. Like there were so many sweet comments on that video. I really, really appreciate the support. And for those of you that have stuck around, thank you. For those that are new here, thank you for joining me. Just, as per usual, everything, like all the brands are cruelty-free. All the products are also vegan. If you want to learn more about cruelty-free beauty, I have tons of resources on my website, logicalharmony.net. Obviously, that is linked below, like cruelty-free shopping guides, vegan product lists, like tons and tons of stuff. And I have been spending a ton of time updating a lot of those guides for you. So I'll link some that are like more recently updated and seem to be like the most helpful down below. But you can always go to the website and use the search bar and type in like a brand name, a product type, a store name, and like stuff will come up. And also don't be afraid to suggest things in the comments. If you're like, I'd really like to know what's vegan from X brand or what's cruelty-free at this store, let me know how I can help make cruelty-free easy for you, because that's the goal with like all of my content here on the blog, on Instagram. I just want to make it easy. It doesn't need to be difficult. It shouldn't be difficult. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. I grabbed quite a selection of things. Some of it is stuff that I was sent in PR. Some of it is things that I purchased. And it's just stuff that I feel like I've used enough to get a feel for, but also things that when I shared about it on like Instagram stories, it seemed like people wanted to know my thoughts on it. And some things too, I just wanted to share with you because I have strong feelings one way or another. Okay, so I wanted to talk about some skincare, some hair care, some makeup, some body care. I just kind of picked a variety of things and some of it really jumped out at me. So let's get into it. The first thing I wanted to talk about is actually two different things from e.l.f. So this is the Holy Hydration Daily Cleanser and the Holy Hydration Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. Now, I ordered these from e.l.f., but they also sent them to me, which is pretty great when that happens because usually it's with a product that I would want a backup of anyway, and that's definitely the case with both of these. I love e.l.f. skincare. So e.l.f.'s cruelty-free. They're completely vegan, which is great. And they're super affordable. And I feel like in the past year or two, they've been really stepping up their formulations, not just with makeup, but with skincare as well. How freaking amazing would it be if they did hair care? I don't think they need to, but it'd be pretty great. So this Holy Hydration Makeup Removing Balm, I love oil cleansing. I usually use my Sky Organics jojoba oil as an oil cleanser, but I do like to switch it up. I do like to try different things. With what I do for a living, I always want to see what's out there, what's new. This is very nice. I will say it did irritate my eyes. I do not recommend it for removing your eye makeup, which is kind of a bummer, but it worked super well. It was not at all irritating, and it left my skin feeling really nice and soft. Honestly, the Holy Hydration line as a whole, super good. Highly recommend it. And then the cleanser. This is like a gel cleanser, which, I mean, it's not like a gel cleanser. It is a gel cleanser. It has hyaluronic acid. It has ceramides in it. I just found it really, really nice. It's very gentle. It's very nourishing. I could use it morning or night, like, as my second cleanse at night, or I would use it sometimes in the morning as my cleanser. Very, very gentle. I really liked it. My skin did not feel at all dry or stripped or irritated. And a lot of cleansers, they can do that to my skin. I have dry skin. It's not necessarily sensitive, but because it's dry, it can kind of lean towards that side of things, if that makes sense. And so a lot of cleansers, like I can't use in the morning, for example. It's just too hard on my skin. I actually normally don't really cleanse my face in the morning with a cleanser. I'll just take like a toning water and do like a once over just to kind of refresh. But this I was able to use in the morning without issue. I highly recommend it. They did also send their eye cream. I haven't tried that yet. And then their Holy Hydration face moisturizer is like a staple of mine as well. I really, really love that. Cake Beauty. This is the Curl Whip Whipped Curl Mousse. So you guys may have noticed I got a little haircut. Rianne cut my hair for me and I really like it. There's a lot of layers, adds a lot more volume, a lot more texture, which I freaking love. It had been literally almost 2 years since I'd even had a trim. So it was definitely overdue. My hair was like almost to my waist. I mean, it was to my waist. I didn't take off that much length, but mostly just added a bunch of choppy layers, and I really wanted a mousse to help add some volume and add some texture. This stuff is so good. So there are vegan mousses from brands like the Dry Bar and IGK. Does IGK have one? I might be making that up, but I spent a bunch of time digging into them. But I didn't want to spend like $20 to $30 on one because I didn't know how it would work with my hair. I have baby fine hair, and I do have a lot of hair, but it's just so fine that products can very easily weigh it down instead of adding volume. So because of that, I wanted to try something a little more budget friendly. I ordered this from Ulta. It was like $8 or $9, and it's great. It is super great. It adds so much volume. It doesn't weigh my hair down. It adds a lot of texture. Because I have fine hair, I don't really have much of a curl. I can't really hold much of a curl, to be real. But it does kind of make my hair a little more curly if I scrunch it. So I feel like if you naturally had more wave in your hair than I do, or more curl, it would probably be really, really great for bringing out those curls. And I'm going to be very jealous of you, not going to lie. Boscia sent me a ton of stuff. They're pretty recently added to the Logical Harmony cruelty-free brand list. They were selling in China for a long time, and they actually left the Chinese market and are now cruelty-free, and they're almost completely vegan. They have 1 or 2 products that aren't vegan that are no longer on their website, but I've seen them on other retailer websites. So just kind of keep an eye out for those. I think they are going to be phased out as they sell out. They're not making them anymore. So pretty dang exciting to see them go from not being cruelty-free to not just cruelty-free, but actually almost completely vegan. Like, that's super, super exciting. And they sent me a ton of their skincare to try out. And I have really liked everything that I've tried. But what I wanted to review today was the Boscia Chia Seed Moisture Cream. This is really nice. I would say, okay, so it's definitely for dry skin, but it's not super heavy. I think anyone could use this, and it's going to give you just a nice balanced moisture. I used it under tons of different foundations. I used it in the morning. I used it at night. I used it with different concealers. I have not had a single product have issues working with this. And that's not the case with every moisturizer that I've used. There are some that are a little finicky. Maybe they're great at night, and then I use it in the morning, and my foundation sits really weird. They just don't get along. They fight throughout the day. They break up. They separate. Definitely not the case with this. This works so well under any foundation or concealer that I've tried. I like to layer it in my skincare routine at night currently, but in the morning it's great as well. I'm just using a bunch of different stuff. It's so good. I really, really recommend it. It's very lightweight. You can see I'm almost at the bottom of this. It doesn't really have a smell. It smells kind of like oats. You know, like if you... Will there ever be a video where I don't get product on my nose? But if you had like a bag of oatmeal, basically what it smells like. So really gentle. I really like what they have sent me and what I've tried. Now I have to sneeze. But yeah, I think this is very, very nice. What do I want to talk about next? From COSSIS, this is the COSSIS Sport Chemistry AHA Serum Deodorant. Now I picked this up because a lot of people have been using it and really enjoying it and saying it's great. It's like $15, so it is a bit pricey for deodorant, and I typically use Schmidt's. I love Schmidt's, and have used Schmidt's for years and years, but I like to try things because I know there's so many new releases, and Schmidt's doesn't work for everyone, and I just think it's good to like switch things up. And I do find with natural deodorant, sometimes I'm switching to a different one for a few days or a week makes whatever I was using more effective. I don't think this is worth the money for me personally. I know other people, like Ram said she really likes it. Tynan really likes it. It makes me smell disgusting. This is like, it's the opposite of a deodorant on me. And I don't know why that is. But even in the tube, it smells a little like if you mixed like parsley and cilantro and cumin. And so I feel like then putting that in my armpits just brings out any smells that are there. You like my little action shot there? I don't know. I'm on the fence. I know Drunk Elephant makes one that is also an AHA formula that Jess, Vegan Beauty Addict, really likes. So I might try that one next. I have also just been taking the glycolic acid from The Ordinary and like trying that under my armpits, or trying the Pixie Glow Tonic just to try and see and try something different. And I feel like those are more effective for my body than this is. So I'm not going to pick this up again, but I wanted to share my thoughts with you. If you've tried it, let me know if it worked for you, because I don't know. I want to like it, and I like that it's a roll-on. I like that it's a tube. Like, it's nice to have something different, but it just doesn't cut it for me. It's not enough. I don't know. It's really weird. Youth to the People sent me their 15% vitamin C and clean caffeine energy serum. I did not realize that Youth to the People was like a controversial skincare brand until this came out and I posted that they sent it to me. It seems like people either love the brand or they hate the brand. And I don't mean controversial like there's some like moral issue with them. It just seems like people are very divided on the products and if they work or not. For me, they all work pretty great. The other vitamin C serum I was using earlier this year was from Davita. I really like that one still too. This, I would say, feels more gentle than other ones that I've used. I've used one from Paula's Choice in the past as well too. I don't know. I feel like this one does more to depuff and my skin is more glowy with this vitamin C serum than with others. I don't really know what the difference would be. So in the morning, I do apply 2 pumps of it before my moisturizer. It's a really nice consistency. It sinks in really quickly. It's nice. It's nice. And of course, too, when you're using things like vitamin C and other things like that, you want to make sure that you're not mixing it with the wrong things. There's some great Instagram skincare accounts that will help you figure that out, or a lot of brands will help you too. And you want to make sure you're wearing your sunscreen. I mean, you should be doing that every day regardless, but especially if you're using something like this, it can just make your skin a little more sensitive. I really enjoy it. I think it's definitely worth the money. Again, I am one of those people, though, that Youth to the People just seems to work really well for. I feel like their enzyme scrub, I love it. It has helped with stubborn texture on my face so much, but so many people hate it and say it doesn't work at all for them. So they are like a give and take brand, but I think they are worth trying. I think they are definitely worth checking out. I've also been using their hyaluronic moisturizer. I forget the exact name. I'll link to it down below. That is also really nice. It's just like a general everyday moisturizer for every skin type. It's not too heavy. It's not too light. It's not greasy. It's not oily. It's like a nice staple moisturizer. So I would suggest that. Okay, Merit Beauty sent me their line to try out. They also sent this cute little makeup bag. They are a new like clean beauty brand. They are at Sephora now as well and on their own website. And the whole idea behind their brand is minimalist beauty and less is more. So just really focusing on products that are like multitasking, have like more natural ingredients, and I feel like it gives you a very natural look. So I wanted to talk about all the products in their line because I've been using them and just share my thoughts on each one. They are cruelty-free. They're also totally vegan. And the price ranges from like $24 to $38, depending on the product. And that's also why I wanted to talk about it. I feel like whenever there is a new brand at Sephora that's classified as like the clean at Sephora, I always get a ton of questions about them. Like, is it worth it? I think especially because Sephora, they don't really have, like they're expanding on brands in that category, but they don't have a ton. And like, I will fully admit, I'm not someone who just sticks to like natural beauty products. You can tell that by the variety of things that I use, but I do want them. When I try them, I expect them to perform. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was their brush. So this is very similar to brushes I've seen from other brands. It is synthetic and it's very, very soft. I used it to apply everything. And I also wanted to talk about the Minimalist Complexion Stick in Linen. I'm going to be talking about everything today. So you see it's like a little tube. You squeeze it up, twist it up. You don't squeeze it. And it's like a little foundation. So it reminds me of like a lipstick. It's very easy to apply. You can use this as foundation and concealer. I thought the coverage on it was pretty good. It's like a natural medium coverage. It has a natural glowy finish. And the shade I thought matched me pretty well. I picked the shade Linen, which I thought was a pretty decent match for me. And I did find that it worked well as foundation and as concealer. Formula-wise, it reminds me a lot of the Hourglass Stick Foundation, which is a foundation I really enjoyed. You can build it up very easily. I thought the formula was really good. For me, this is the standout product in the brand. And you can see with the brush, you can blend it out. And it just blends right in, but yet it leaves this like nice glowy even finish. That was just a tiny bit of product. My one complaint about it is that it's $38 and you only get 0.13 ounces. Whereas with some of the other brands, like the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation, for example, it's $46, but you get 0.25 ounces. With the Milk Makeup Flex Foundation Stick, it's $36, but you get 0.35 ounces. So I think as far as like competing in the space with mainstream brands, if they could get the price down a little lower or have more product in the packaging, that would definitely go a long way, because when you break it down to like price per ounce, it is much more expensive than some of the competing brands at Sephora. That said, it's a great product. If you want a more natural foundation stick, I would definitely suggest trying it out. They also sent their Day Glow Highlighting Balm. I got this in Kava, which I liked. It's very natural. It's very subtle. I've been skipping highlight a lot in general, but I did like this one because it's just a little bit of a glow. And so I felt like it's one that I could use, you know, obviously on my cheeks, things like that. But I could also just like put it wherever I wanted and it would just make the foundation glowier. This is the Flush Balm Cheek Color in Terracotta. And I picked this shade because I wanted something that was just a little bit different. I tend to just gravitate towards like peachy blushes or nude blushes. And I thought this would give me something different to try out. I do like that it comes in a pot. I do like that instead of like a stick, like a tube. I don't know. I like the shape of it. And I like the shade. So again, you can see it's a pretty nice color, but again, it just blends out really, really nicely. And that's something I really liked too. And it's very buildable. So this was their other big standout for me. This is the Shade Slick Tinted Lip Oil in Au Naturel. I have my notes down here with everything written down because I just wanted to make sure I was calling it the right names. I really liked the formula of this. It is very, I don't know, it's very moisturizing. It's very light, but it feels like a nice lip oil. And I like that there is a bit of tint to it. And obviously you can sheer it out, but a lot of lip oils to me can feel very heavy on my lips. Like it very much feels like I have an oil on, and this didn't at all. It feels very light. It's not sticky. I don't know why I did that. I don't have it on right now. But it was really, really nice. This was the other standout product to me that I really, really liked. A couple more things is their brow gel, which I got in brown. It was fine. I don't really need a lot of brow product. I have very full brows on my own. I think I just have clear brow gel in today. I don't even know if I even did that. I do think color-wise, it could be improved. And you can see formula-wise, it's a little bit dry. So this isn't like my favorite brow gel. That said, again, I don't think I'm the best judge when it comes to tinted brow gels because I don't really need them. But I was a little disappointed in the quality of it, I would say overall. Like there's definitely better brow gels out there. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. And I kind of feel that way about their mascara too. So this is their lengthening mascara. It comes in black. I've tried so many mascaras. I liked the wand. I feel like the wand had good potential, but the formula was very thin. Did it add length? Yes, it added length for sure. But I felt like it made my lashes pretty spiky and they stuck together and it added length, but there was zero volume and it was really difficult to build up. And so I think this is the one product from the brand that I would pass on. I think this is either $24 or $26. So I feel like for that price, you can get a much better mascara from a different brand. And it's like overall, I liked the line. I wasn't super wowed by the line as a whole for the price point. But I would say definitely the foundation stick and the lip oil are great products. I would suggest those and play around with the other things. You know, your preference on like brow gel and mascara might be different than mine, so it might work great for you. It's just not my exact cup of tea. Wanted to talk about the Sol de Janeiro. This is their hair repair treatment mask. They sent this to me pretty recently and I got so many questions about it. I love a good hair mask, and again, I have really fine hair, so a lot of them are just, they're too much for my hair. It feels like I need to shampoo multiple times to get them out, and that defeats the whole point of using a hair mask. This one is really nice. It smells so good. It did feel like it was a little bit on the heavy side, so keep that in mind. I think it's one where less is more. Less is definitely more when it comes to this product. And I think a lot of times with hair masks, we're used to using a lot. I also, have been using this since I cut my hair, and since my hair was a lot longer before, I think I'm still in that default mode of like, oh, my hair is waist length, so grab a lot of product. So I've definitely, initially used too much product and it felt very heavy on my hair. I've adjusted the amount that I use and it is really, really nice. It leaves my hair feeling very soft, very moisturized, and I really, really like it. And I would suggest it if you're looking for a new hair mask and just something that is different. Like, I feel like with Sol de Janeiro, their scent is so good that it's just like, it's a nice uplifting shower experience. I've used it with their shampoo and conditioner, liked that. I've used it with other shampoos and conditioners, liked it too. It plays nice with everything. And I do have an affiliate discount code. If you use, I believe it's Tashina or Tashina 10, I'll list it down below. You'll get a discount on your order from Sol de Janeiro, which is always good. They're a brand I have ordered so much from, and so I'm excited that I'm in their affiliate program and I get to try some of the new things now. The other things that I wanted to talk about are stuff that I had ordered from Soul Body. Now, I had initially ordered this trio as like a little travel size kit, and pretty much right after I tried it, I ordered the full size because I already knew that I liked it. I've now gone through the travel sizes, so that was great. So their body cleansing oil, so good. It smells really nice. You put it on your body before you shower, and then you kind of get an emulsion going on in the shower, and then you rinse it off with your body wash. Having dry skin, this has been so great. It adds a little bit of extra protection to the skin. It smells really good. I have been really liking it a lot. Their body wash is really nice as well. It suds nicely. It's not drying. It's not stripping. And then the body lotion, it smells super good too. Is it like super moisturizing like a body butter? No. As far as like a body lotion goes though, it's great. It smells great. The 3 layer really well together. And for the price point too, it gives you the experience of having like a really luxurious shower. And I feel like a lot of the drugstore price point brands, they don't have sets like this that give you that experience. And that's one thing that I really liked about it as well. Is too, it's just like fun scents that like, again, I feel like a lot of drugstore priced brands don't give you that same experience. So I definitely wanted to talk about it and say that I think it's completely worth it. I really enjoyed it. If I were to buy, like if I had to only get one of these 3, I would get the body oil. It's great. I really, really liked it. Spectrum recently sent me their Pantherine palette. So they have been making vegan makeup brushes forever. And they, not super recently, but a while ago, expanded into makeup. Let me tell you, this palette, amazing, amazing. So I'm wearing it today. I used this shade, the gold, and the matte red. Oh my gosh. The formula is great. It's so buttery. It's so pigmented. Are you sick of people saying buttery to describe eyeshadows yet? But it's true for the formula. It blends super nicely. Oh my gosh, this palette is so beautiful on the eyes. It is like, first of all, this color scheme, as someone pointed out on Instagram when I used it there, this is like perfect for me and the type of colors that I tend to go to. If you also love warm neutral palettes, if you love grungy warm neutrals, this is great. You're going to love this palette. It's just, I'm so impressed by the formula, and it's amazing to me to see it from a brush company, because I feel like a lot of times companies that start with brushes and then expand into makeup, the makeup feels like an afterthought. It feels like an upsell product. It feels like they're like, well, if we're selling eyeshadow brushes, maybe throw in a palette. I don't know. But Spectrum definitely made it so you're like, I need this eyeshadow palette and their brushes are great. So like, I'm just going to buy them together. Like, it is not an afterthought product. It's beautiful. I love it so much. It makes me want to try their other palettes too to see if they're the same. The mattes are great. The shimmers are great. I've not had any fallout from the shimmers. They're so pigmented. Like, I know I've said that, but really, they're really nice. I really, really love this palette so much. And look at that packaging. Look how cute that is. Spectrum, you did a great job. It's so exciting to see these vegan brands expand and come out with new things and have them be great. For how anxious I was to film this, I have now been filming for half an hour. The camera just turned off, so I'm back. So I picked up the COSSIS concealer because they expanded their shade range, and I had heard good things about the formula before. I like the formula a lot. I will say, so in the tube, I got shade 1.5C, which is cool. I don't normally buy cool tones, but that's what it matched me to. It definitely, on my skin at least, oxidizes. So I should have gone with a lighter shade than what I thought I would need. That said, the formula is very, very nice. It is a nice, like, medium coverage concealer. It has a nice consistency. It's very blendable. And I just feel like it looks really natural on the skin. And I really, really enjoy it. So I oftentimes use concealer as foundation. And whenever I say that, I get a lot of questions about what the heck do I mean by that? So what I'll do is I'll put concealer where I need it and then just buff it out over my face. I don't apply foundation necessarily, but when I do that, I'm not applying foundation, but by buffing it out over my face, it like spreads the coverage. But by starting at the spots where I need coverage, it helps make sure that those are covered up first and foremost. Kind of just let it sit on the skin, let it warm up, let it meld, and then blend it out. And for me, that helps a ton. And this has been really great for doing that with. I do find that for under eyes, I like it best with another concealer to help add some additional coverage or a color corrector. Otherwise, I feel like I do need to layer it a little much. And while it layers nicely, I just don't necessarily want to do that. I'd rather just start with something that's a little more full coverage under the eyes. But if you don't need that extra coverage, if you don't have dark circles, you're going to be fine with this one. And I know a lot of people use it just fine. I'm just extra weird about my dark circles. Like, it's one of those things where I look at my face and that's one thing I really see. So I definitely, I think, maybe over correct on that side. Regardless, this is a really good concealer. I would highly suggest it, especially if you're looking for one that is more on like the natural side or a good like serum-y, liquidy concealer. From e.l.f., I bought their Flawless Brightening Concealer. Do you remember years and years ago when e.l.f. had a pen concealer? I've obviously been using this with a very similar brush. I'm kind of wondering if this is like a revamped version of it. It is a light coverage concealer, light to medium. It is buildable. It's definitely brightening though. I really, really like it. And I was surprised by how much I liked it. Again, kind of similar to the COSSIS for my under eyes. I like to pair it with another concealer just to add more coverage. But it does a great job of brightening and it has like a nice luminous glow to it. So I really like to use it on my face as well. I think it's definitely worth the money. It's worth trying. And if you just want a lighter coverage concealer, this is going to be a great option for you. From Revolution, I picked up their Eye Bright Illuminating Under Eye Concealer. I got the shade Porcelain. And part of why I got it is because of this little fuzzy top. So years ago, before I was cruelty-free, I used to love that one under eye brightener from Maybelline so much. There was speculation this was a dupe. It's not a dupe. The applicator is similar, I'd say. From what I remember of the Maybelline product, I think that's about where the similarities end. If you've used the Maybelline one more recently, maybe you'll feel differently than I do. But I feel like this didn't have the illuminating, brightening effect that I remember the Maybelline one having. It just feels like a standard concealer in this packaging. I do like it, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, that's the best concealer that I need to reach for all the time. Like, it's a good concealer, but I'm not like blown away by it. So I think if you are, just wanting a concealer that has this type of packaging, if you want like a standard concealer you can throw in your makeup bag that's going to be fine and work with basically everything, this could be a good option. I have noticed it doesn't play well with every primer that I use. Like the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, they do not like each other. And that's like my go-to primer. So I don't use this quite as often as my other concealers that don't, they don't have that issue. They get along just fine. But I think this is a fine concealer. I don't know. I made a huge order from Revolution Beauty in November and it showed up in January because they shipped it from the UK. And then I ordered this from Ulta. And I feel like a lot of products from the brand are just kind of overhyped. Like, they're fine, they're not bad, but they're not great. So this is something that I think, you know, if you love trying concealers, if you want a new like drugstore concealer, pick it up, give it a try, see how it works for you. It's just not my favorite concealer, and I don't reach for it a ton. I do find that with the applicator, it's difficult to build. It kind of removes product as I try to build up the coverage. Yeah. So that's my thoughts on that. I feel a little bit bad because I just really wanted this to be something different than it is. I think that's what it is. And it's not, again, it's not bad. It's just not like mind-blowing, amazing. That's my thoughts. My long-winded thoughts. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're still here, thank you. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next time.